Hey there, in this video I'm going to take you through some of my favorite apps that I have found. Okay, so the first app I'm going to talk to you about is called Shobi. It's one of my new favorites. I've been using Shobi to give the kids homework and also to assign them any sorts of projects that we've been doing lately. The kids all sign in using a class code to my account, and then I can post all kinds of things that they will all see at the same time. Here's an example of like homework. You can put in links, you can put in images, you can put in all sorts of stuff. So I really like this app. There's some tweaks that I've asked for from the guy who runs Shobi, so we'll see if those things occur. I recommend that you just kind of check out all of these apps that I'm talking about and see what they can do for you. The next app is called Dropbox, a very cool app. Allows you to organize videos and pictures, and it syncs with your computer, your phone, and your iPad, which is really neat. So any of these images and videos are all on each of those devices. Haiku Deck is a really cool app as well. Haiku Deck is a presentation tool that some of my kids have been using. I actually made posters using Haiku Deck for the classroom, which was really neat. And this is just an example of one of those posters. So the next slide. So here you can see this is kind of the format of what the kids see when they are working within Haiku Deck. The next one is where you can choose pictures. You can choose from their huge database of pictures, or you can choose pictures that you have taken that are stored on your iPad. You have different layouts that you can also use, but everything is really clean looking, which I love, and very user friendly. The next app is a QR reader that allows you to create, store, scan QR codes, which seem to be everywhere these days. I would say just figure out how you can be really creative within your classroom or outside your classroom using these codes. My kids were able to do a math lesson using this, where they created line graphs from a website. They posted their own around the classroom explaining some geometry, shapes, and definitions. And then they made one for the hallway, which included a YouTube video that we created as a class explaining our Old Salem project and field trip. Those are just a few ways we've used it so far. Penultimate is a note-taking app that a lot of the students have used, and I've actually used during conference time. You can create notebooks, and then there can have an abundant amount of pages to go with each of those notebooks, which is nice. The kids have used it during math a good bit recently to take notes. EduCreations is a really neat app. It allows you to use as a dry erase board. You can record, you can pop in images, you can write on top of it, you can type. It's really, the sky's the limit kind of for this app. So just have fun with this one. Shomi is an app that's much like EduCreations. This one doesn't allow you to type, but the kids have used it for a lot of various things. This was a science thing that they did, and I actually used it to grade the Old Salem project that we did, and they could see me grading and listen to me grading their assignment, and then I popped in the rubric, which was kind of a neat way to use it. The neat thing about Shomi and EduCreations, and as well as Explain Everything that I'll show you in a second, is that you can record, and then those recordings are there for forever. Explain Everything is another one of these apps that's kind of like a whiteboard. It allows you to put pictures and videos in. The unique piece is that you can put videos in, unlike EduCreations and Shomi. It does take a lot longer to save, which is one thing that I have found pretty quickly to be kind of cumbersome. This app is called Stage, and I really just found it. The things that it can do look very neat. You can write on top of an actual picture that you're taking at that very moment in time. This was an example that I did really quickly of just bones and how you can use the labels that it has, which looks to be a really neat app. I can't wait to figure out the ins and outs of this app and figure out how to use it within the classroom. Comic Books is just a really fun app, but also very educational, and the kids can take pictures from the internet, and we've used it in history to kind of reenact different scenes using Comic Book. iMovie is something I use all the time now. The kids have absolutely loved using iMovie and making movies about the lost colony. They used it in social studies a good bit. And I've made a lot of movies myself to help teach them. This was one I made about the lost colony. I've also been using it a lot to start math lessons. So this was a lesson on angles that I just took pictures around the house. So again, sky's the limit with iMovie. Then here are just a few more that I picked up along the way that I haven't really gotten to use yet. I plan on kind of checking them out this summer and seeing how that I can use them too. So if you want to just write down the names of these apps. So the important thing that I found with the apps, when I first started, I was taking apps that were very specific to each subject, and as time has gone by, I've realized that it's really getting some core apps that you really feel that you can master yourself, and apps that you feel like the kids can really master as well, and using those cross-curricular, and just taking those apps and using them for each of the subject areas that you're looking at, because apps like Show Me and Educreations and Stage, like these are apps that they don't have a specific subject linked to them. They can just be used for absolutely anything. So finding those types of apps is what's going to help you create the curriculum, and finding apps that are really tied to a specific piece of the curriculum is going to be when you're really just working on substituting the iPad instead of really being creative with it. So good luck. Check out some of those apps, and again, just explore. That's my biggest thing. You just have to explore.